What was the moment that you were ready to live off the edge with your life?
I always, growing up, wanted to be a singer, but was such a tomboy growing up that I thought, you know what, that like only girly girls sing. And so it took me a long time. It wasn't until I got to high school I was like, oh, this is a chance to like reinvent myself. Like nobody knows who I am here. So I saw that there was an option for choir. So I signed up for choir. And then about a weekend, there was an option for a solo. And I finally got the guts and she was like, this is the last day. Like you either try out now or that's it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I had such a pit in my stomach. And then I rose my hand and she was like, okay, how about it? And then I just ripped. And my choir teacher just stopped. She said, where did that come from? And then from that moment on, I knew I wanted to be an artist. I knew I wanted to sing. It set the whole trajectory of my whole life, my whole career.
That's awesome.
And it's interesting to think that if I didn't do that, where would I be? If you don't take the risk, there's no reward, you know? And the worst thing that can happen is they say no, or the worst thing that can happen is they say you suck. Okay, get better. Yeah. One of the things that I learned is like when you're on the path to being your authentic self and pursuing what you genuinely feel like in your heart you're supposed to be doing in this world and the purpose, there are always going to be people that are going to be naysayers. They're always going to say some crap. They're always going to have something to say. And if you're like scared to actually like go out on the limb and off on the edge, you know, the worst thing I think in life is regret of not trying. That is a way worse scenario than trying and failing and being like, you know what, I tried it, it didn't work out for me, I just gotta try something different until I find what works. Just go for it.
That's amazing. Honestly,
you need to find purpose in things that are in concrete, that never change. Now, for me, like, I'm always gonna go back to my faith and I'm gonna be like, God, you know, like whatever, because that's never gonna change. Because what happens whenever you take a risk in your life, when you fail, it feels like your whole world is shattering. And so you really need to find out, like, who are you? And find your purpose in things that are concrete that never change. Because then when your money switches up on you, then when your job switches up on you, or all these things switch up in your life, it doesn't shake your core foundation. Tidbit wisdom with Gina.
we love that. Thank you, Gina. I really love you. Thank you.